Good day everyone. My name is Roniel P. Caballero and today we're gonna talk about Rule 38. So now, if you look at the Colregs, it usually feels like a list of social nuts, but Rule 38 is different. It's actually the give me a break rule. So when the current regulations were adopted back in 1972, the authorities realized something. They couldn't just tell every ship owner on the planet to dry dock their vessels overnight and move every single light or whistle by 2 inches just because the rules change. That would be a logistical nightmare. So Rule 38 created what we call exemptions. It basically says that if your ship was built or was already under construction when this rule started, you get a grace period or even a permanent pass on a certain technical specs. So think about the positioning of lights. Annex 1 is incredibly specific about horizontal and vertical spacing. If a 30-year-old ship has hit mass headlight just slightly off the modern requirement, Rule 38 stepped and said as long as it was legal when you built it, you're clear for now. So it breaks into two main vibes. So number one is permanent exemptions. Things like the horizontal positioning of mass headlights or the specific sound of your whistle. If the ship was built under the old 1960 rules, it usually keep those specs forever. Then we have temporary exemptions. So these were for things like the color specifications of lights or corresponding all-round lights. These grace periods lasted anywhere from 4 to 9 years after the rules began. Since we're well past the 70s and 80s now, most of those temporary passes have expired. You might think, why do I care? I'm working on modern ships. Well, first, you still see older legacy vessels out there. But more importantly, it teaches us that the core regs aren't just rigid math. They're a living document that balances safety with the reality of the maritime industry. So, when you see a ship that looks a bit off and based on the technical analysis, don't immediately assume they're in violation. They might just be a classic protected by the old guard logic of Rule 38. So in short, Rule 38 ensures that progress doesn't sink the industry. It keeps the old fleet moving while the new fleet sets the new standard. So that is all. Thank you.